In this video, I will show the steps of the abdominal incision and closure task. Firstly, you need to wear those latex gloves. The first step would be to make an incision on the skin layer. A nurse will deliver the instrument that you need to use to you, and then you will pick it up. You will use the scalpel for this step. You need to make an incision on the skin layer in the middle part. Make about 10 centimeters or 4 inch equivalently. Make an incision like that in the middle. So you will make an incision. Okay. So you might need to repeat several times to make sure that the skin layer has been penetrated, and then you can feel that you have touched the second layer, which is the linear alba. After you use the scalpel, you return it to the nurse, and then you need to use two forceps to open this skin layer. So you get the instrument from the nurse. This is forceps. You open it sideways. You get another one, and you open it this way. Now the skin layer has been opened, and you need to put two retractors to stabilize the opening. So you will request a retractor from the nurse, and then you will put one on each side, one on this side, and then one on this side. The retractor will be able to hold itself, so that now the skin layer has been fully opened. And the next step is to use scalpel again to make an incision on the linear alba layer, which is represented by the pink layer here. Be very careful, because under that there is a balloon, and if you penetrate too much, the balloon is broken, then the surgery task will be considered as failure. So you will request the scalpel again from the nurse. You will get it, and you will make a small incision, a very small cut in the center of the linear alba layer. You make sure that you have penetrate, but you don't want to penetrate too hard, too deep, because you might kill the patient. Simulation platform. After you have made the small incision, you put it back, and then you request for scissors to you actually after you make the small incision, you need to request for hemostat to open this. So you request for hemostat, and then you use the hemostat to open the incision that you just made on the linear alba layer. You need to request 2. And then to open this small incision sideways. So now there's a very tiny cut here in the linear alba layer. What you need to do is to now request scissors to extend this cut both ways. You will request a scissors from the nurse. You will get the scissors, and then you need to basically make cut it sideways so that it becomes larger. You cut it this way, and then you cut it this way as well. So now it has been cut. You return the scissors back to the nurse, return back to the nurse, and then you need to request another hemostat to kind of open the incision on the linear alba, the pink layer, and stabilize it. So what you need to do is to open it. You need to request, it really depends on how large the incision is. You can request 2 if that's enough, or 4. That's probably better. You will get better exposure. And okay, so in this case I used 4 to stabilize it. Now you can see the last layer, and you will find mask problem written on the so now after the linear alpha layer has also been opened, you can see this layer underneath it. There will be a mass equation written on this, and you need to basically give the answer to that. For example, in this case it reads what is 7 times 2 minus 6 divided by 3 plus 2, and you need to give the answer. If the incision that you made is too small, you might not be able to see the entire equation. If that's the case, you need to enlarge the incision that you just made, or in other cases this equation might be a little bit towards the side, so that you can also request a hemostat to kind of drag it a little bit so that it's more visible to you. Like in this case, you can drag it and then read the entire equation. So after you read the equation and get the answer, you need to do the second step, which is the abdominal closure. What you need to do is basically to request for a needle and then suture the cut that you just made. To do that, you can remove some of the hemostat that you put here, like for example remove the ones on the sideways, because they might interfere with the path that you want to suture. So in this case I removed 4 and leave 2 there. You put this back, and now you request a needle from the nurse. So this is the needle that is used in this scenario. Usually we use a hemostat to hold the needle so that we can apply force. For example, this hemostat, we use it to hold the needle like this so that we can apply force. You need to make 4 sutures on the linear alpha layer, the pink layer. You do it like this. For example, like you suture it this way, okay, good. Get it out. That's the first one you made, and then you need to do it again on this side. Get it out, and you repeat this 4 times. This way. You got the result. You got it out, and then lastly you make 1 suture on this side, and you are done. You don't need to make any knots on this side or tie anything. That part is omitted, so you just need to do all this. After you make the suture, the task is finished. Notice that this is just a recommended or like sample process of conducting this experiment. You are allowed to make any modifications if you feel necessary. For example, use a more retractor to open the incision, use more or less hemostat to stabilize and expose the cut, or use scissors to make more oftenly to make a better incision. You are free to do all that kind of things.